Hello class, in this video we'll continue to work through problems from section 2.8. In the last video we talked about slope as the rise over run, or the change in y over the change in x, which could be read as delta y over delta x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I were to give you 2 points and ask you to find the slope between them, could you do it? So for example, if we look at letter A here, right, we can think of this as an x and a y, and maybe we'll call that x and y. And remember, the definition for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right, or change in y. So if I were to say, okay, well, here are my y's. If I did 2 minus 8 over 2 minus a minus 10, what do we get? We end up with negative 6 over, what is that? Negative is a positive, 12, which would be negative 1 over 2, right? That would be my answer. And students always ask, Mike, what if I did, instead of 2 minus 8, what if I did 8 minus 2? Right? I did the 8 first minus the 2. Well, then you would have to do the negative 10 minus 2. Negative 10 minus 2, right? So we switch the order here, and we switch the order here, but we still end up with the same answer. Positive 6 over minus 12 is still negative 1/2. All right? So the order does not matter. Right? So that's the slope. And then it says, is the line rising or falling? This is falling because it's negative, right? The negative indicates falling. If I look at letter B, right, xy, xy, so I might do 3 minus a minus 3, right? That's my y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my x's would be negative 4 minus a minus 10. And let's see what we get. So on the top, 2 negatives become positive. That's 6. On the bottom, plus. So I have positive 10. All right, so I get 6 over 6, which is 1. So my m equals 1. And this is rising because it's positive, right? And that's it. All right, hopefully that wasn't so bad. Let's keep working through the problems. Now we're going to take a look at the slope of a horizontal line and a vertical line. And we know that the slope of a horizontal line is 0, right? If I had a line that just looked like this, right, it's not rising, it's not falling, so we would say that the slope, right, or m, would be equal to 0. Okay? So it says, example 6, find the slope of the line connecting these points. So you'll notice if I were to do y2 minus y1, right, y, over x2 minus x1, you get a 0 in the numerator. It doesn't matter what we get on the bottom, basically, because anything divided by 0 equals 0. Right? So that's going to be a horizontal line. Okay? Let's keep moving on. Toward the bottom of this page, you'll see, okay, uphill has a positive slope, downhill has a negative slope, horizontal, we have a 0 slope, and if the line is vertical, it's no slope, right? So if I had a treadmill that looked like this, we'd say there's no slope, right? I can't walk up a wall, I can't walk vertically, right? So again, positive slope, negative slope, 0 slope, no slope. Some books will actually write, instead of no slope, they'll use the word undefined, right? Undefined, right? So, because sometimes people get no slope confused with 0 slope, but these are very different. 0 is a value, no means it doesn't exist, it's undefined. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, we'll do just one real quick problem out of here, right? I mean, I want you to do all of these on your own, check your answers in the back of the book, but I'll pick one. Let's just do number 5. So I am going to say, all right, so I got an x and a y, x, y. I know the definition for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's 3 minus a minus 3 over 2 minus a minus 1. So this becomes 6 over 3, which equals 2. Right? So my slope, or my m, is equal to 2. Okay? Okay, I'm going to jump to page 134 just to do some applications. Let's take a look. Down here, there's a practice problem, number 11. All right, so there were some examples that you should definitely take a look at. They come with the answers. But let's take a look at practice problem 11. All right, so a student purchases gasoline on 2 different days. The first buys 4 gallons. The second, 4 gallons for $9.16. So I'm going to write 4 $9.16. All right, that's the number of gallons and the cost for those gallons. And then the second day buys 7 gallons at a price of $16.03. Right, so I have 2 points. Find the average rate of change in the cost of gasoline. So I would still do this y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to get 16.03 minus 916, and I'm going to divide that by 7 minus 4. All right, so on the bottom we have 3. And if I pull out my calculator to do 1603 minus 916, I get 687. All right, so it's 687 divided by 3. So again, I'll use my calculator to do that. Divided by 3, and I get 229. All right, 229. All right, so the average rate of change in the cost of gasoline per gallon is 229. Okay. So next, I'd like you folks to do the summary on the next page. And again, the answers are on the back of the book. If you have questions, please reach out to me via email or Zoom, and we'll help you get situated. Okay.